strange. It looks like the irrigation is still on the stop watering. It hasn't moved at all. I've had it. Hello everybody, hope everybody is doing well. The sun is shining yet again. It's turning off a little dry. So we've got 8 irrigations running that we've got to go check this morning. Hopefully they ran all night and we didn't sling a gearbox or one ran out of fuel or who knows what. And then I've got one that I'm gonna get going this morning on this cotton field that I'm at now. And we got a crop duster spraying in the background, if you can see him. It's that time of the year everybody is spraying picks on their cotton. Cotton's getting tall, so you don't really want to run your sprayer through it and knock off a lot of bowls. So anyways, if you got something to munch on, preferably some peanuts, why don't you grab that and click that subscribe button, like the video, and let's get started. So I watered with this pivot yesterday. Now I've got to water the pivot way over there. But first I got to swap my valves around. Check our oil. Perfect. So now I've got to go for a short drive just over here to this other irrigation system and get it going. Whoa, got some music going for us. The Starting Line, one of my favorite pop punk bands. So now here we are. This is a valley pivot, which used to be way over there, but we ended up getting a new pivot, put it over there, moved the old one over here. Here it is, folks. Scared me. Got her going. You can tell all the pigweeds in the background are looking very sick. We just sprayed those with Liberty. All right, about to pull up to check on our first pivot. Hopefully when I round this corner, I see the end gun shooting and all is well. And yes, we do. Let's take a stop. See it there in the distance. 9 times out of 10, if you see your end gun shooting, that means your pivot's walking, because you gotta have power for your booster pump to come on. And if you've got power, your pivot's gonna be walking 9 times out of 10. There's always a chance, but then I like to ride down here to the motor, make sure we don't have oil slinging out everywhere, because this motor was crunk up yesterday around 4 o'clock p.m. It is now 7:50, so it's been running for a while. You know, we'll run these motors for 24 hours at a time or longer. She passed inspection. I didn't see any oil slinging out everywhere, so let's head to the next pivot. All right, just pulled up. Here is irrigation number 2. It is rolling, and we've got nitrogen going through this pivot, so let's check it out. There she is. Guys, don't mind my cracked glass. It's gonna get it fixed this week. A deer ran into me a couple weeks ago. Guys, got to get you some waterproof plugs. So I cheated on this system. I kind of knew it was going to be going because Jeff came in early this morning and got the nitrogen back going. Try not to run the nitrogen at night in case you have a hose blow off or something like that. We always like to check on it throughout the day to make sure crap doesn't hit the fan and you're just pumping out nitrogen or something like that through a broken hose. So she is rolling. All right, let's go to pivot number 3. Switching gears, this is gonna be watering some peanuts. A little small field we've got, about 30 acres. All right, here we are. Irrigation's going good. End gun is chunking like crazy. This is a smaller pivot we got. It's a 3-tower rinky. This whole field's only around maybe 33 acres. So irrigated, I think it's only maybe about 27 when you take the dry corners out. Yeah, this one's pretty simple. Runs off electricity, so it's not powered by a diesel motor. So very, very simple to run. You press a button, but the only downfall is if you do have a lightning strike, which we seem like we do every afternoon in Florida, they tend to love lightning. And when they go down hard, and it's a lot of money to fix it. So it's kind of a tug and pull of what's better. Diesel fuel sky high, but then again, it seems like these, we're always working on the VFDs, they call them over there, to transfer the power from 3-phase or something. I don't understand it all. Keefe knows all about it. But yeah, this one's going good. Let's walk a little closer and get a cool shot of it. Got a beautiful rainbow to the right of the screen. Oh yeah, these peanuts are looking good. See if I can do this without getting wet. Oh, barely. Just a little couple drops on my shoulders, but there it is, folks. That one's running. So that is what, 3 out of 3 so far. So let's now mosey on back toward the barn. We've got a bunch of pivots running that way, and hopefully they're all rolling. All right, folks, here we are, number 4, another 3-tower Rinky pivot, watering some cotton. In gun's kicking. This one's run by electricity, and it is walking. So, all well here. All right, pulling up to pivot number 5, and she's rolling. In gun is pumping out. This is one of our bigger peanut fields. This whole block of land here is about 275 acres. So this is the first field we planted of peanuts. They're looking good. We've got a big bottom right there. There's always fills up with water, so we can never really plant it. Oh, let's do some off-roading. Look at that. Look at the power of this Chevy. Just going through it. So here they are. They're looking good. These are Georgia 06Gs. That's the majority of all that we plant. And irrigation's going. Unfortunately, you see all this could be irrigated land, but when we planted it, it was flooded out and stayed flooded out for a long, long time, so it wasn't worth coming back to replant it. But got a pretty good gap right here that could be peanuts, but the way the land is, everything just kind of floods in this point right here. And we'll ride down to the motor, check it out, make sure, once again, she's not spraying oil and all that stuff. Our pivot points is all grown up, but we smoked it with some special recipe herbicide. All right, here we are, irrigation number 7. I think last time I said we're going to number 6. I'm losing track, but this pivot is not going, but there's a reason for that, is because we're spraying this field. So we watered it last night. We watered the north half here, and then Keefe is spraying the south side. So we obviously turned it off because we don't want it to wash off what we're spraying. And what are we spraying, you're wondering? Well, we're spraying picks on this cotton. Had to think around maybe 16 ounces, and picks, boron, maybe a little bit of Roundup, and I think that's it on this field, not sure. But yeah, so this pivot's off. As soon as he gets this sprayed, we'll let it dry down for about 4 hours, maybe a little bit longer, make sure we get a good contact on it. Then we'll fire it back up, get it back going. And what's nice about this pivot is it's got a stop on it and a safety. So when it hits the stop, it automatically shuts down the pivot. Most of our pivots have this on it. Some of the older ones don't have it. So you kind of you got to be around when the pivots hits the stop. If not, it's just going to sit there watering all night long. So yeah, let's go to pivot number, was it pivot number 8, I believe? Yeah, pivot number 8. Skills, look how he just lifts that left boom up to miss the fence. What do we have here? Huh. No way. I think that's the tube to our nitrogen applicator that broke off. What are the odds of finding that? KBH, can you send me one? Pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah, look at this truck, man. It's just beat. Glass shattered, rear view mirror is just completely gone. Caved in, the doors caved in. It does got a cool field rose tag. And you can get those at fieldrose.com. Fieldrose.com. Got a couple shirts there too. We're kind of clearing all the inventory out. And if you want a shirt and a hat now, you can go to farmfocus.com. Like this cool hat, like old Cole from Sunny Farms in South Dakota, I believe. Yeah, South Dakota. Maybe North Dakota. Now that I say South Dakota, I'm thinking it's North Dakota. Don't want to get stuck. This is where Dad got stuck yesterday, so we'll just kind of curve around the edge here. All right, son of a gun. Here we are at pivot number 8. We call this the house pivot. It's a 7-tower rinky pivot right here by the barn. Already knew this one was running, but for dramatic effect of the video, figured we show it off. But yeah, she's going. Like I said, 7 towers, covers about 135 acres. This one is run by electricity as well, so no diesel motor, none of that. And she is trucking along. Got some nut grass on this corner, but we sprayed it with Volunteer. And yeah, end gun's chunking pretty good. About 100 feet, I'd say. All right, I saved the best for last. We've got number 9 coming up. And I already know what happened to number 9 because I saw it as soon as I was driving to the barn this morning. I realized that, that doesn't look good. But we'll head down there. Don't leave yet. Show you what I'm talking about. All right, here we are, guys, at the scene of the crime. So, give you a little rundown. Yesterday, Dad and I are riding around. We got this irrigation going. It was on this pivot stop right here. So sitting on the stop. You always click it and you can hear the panel box make like a click, letting you know, hey, it's off the stop. The end gun was going, the safety was on. So I figured good. Made a big mistake, didn't come down here and make sure that it was walking. So this was at about 4 o'clock. We'll come to the barn this morning around 6:30 and I notice, well, that's strange. It looks like the irrigation is still on the stop watering. It hasn't moved at all. So I come down here and sure enough, it is still going. It didn't walk but maybe 2 feet and then it quit for some reason. And now all that bottom over there that was empty is now full of water. There's water all the way down there because it pretty much sat for, I don't know, 14, 15 hours in one spot, just watering in one spot, burning diesel, wasting money. So huge mistake. So yeah, always make sure your irrigations are walking before you leave them. I thought because the safety was on, usually if that safety's on, if it's not walking, it'll kill the motor. But anyway, who knows what. Came back this morning and put it on 100%, held the button for a long time, made dang sure it was walking. Now it is walking, but yeah, big mistake. But yeah, I'll go over there and show you all the water. There's the pivot stop. So when it comes, it hits this, and for some reason it did not get off of it. Surprisingly, you would think all this will be flooded, but you can tell the slope of the land just kind of goes this way. And so yeah, yesterday that was dry as a bone, and now it is just slam full of water. There's another one over there, and I don't know how I didn't get stuck, but I rode through here this morning and it was definitely soupy as can be. But anyway, she's going now. Thankfully all the pivots are running besides that huge mess up there, and it was running, but it just stayed running in one spot. But Kiwi spraying picks on cotton. We got Jeff is spraying some fungicide on some peanuts. Kyle's cleaning up a fertilizer buggy, doing some mowing and all that stuff. So yeah, let's see what else we can get into today. Jeff Rowe, what we got going on?
Man, gotta do some welding.
Gotta do some welding. So you can tell we've got a little bit of a issue here on our boom. So just weld her back up, she'll be good to go.
What's up, everybody? We out here spraying our peanuts, and the tank I just sprayed right before lunch could have quite possibly got washed off from a out of nowhere Florida pop-up shower. So we filled up our tank again. We filled it up with Provosol Silver topside Vimlin, which is an insecticide. We don't want them worms or nothing like that eating up a crop. So that's what we're putting out. We're gonna go out here and see if what we have already sprayed has been washed off or not. We're gonna cross fingers and hope it hasn't, but I guess we're about to see. Just kind of want to look at the leaves. I can't tell. I would think if it's like Bravo or Headline, you would be able to see the white specks on the leaves, but I don't see any. And we'll call Jim. All right, so after talking to the boss, he made the decision that we would just not even worry about respraying, considering these are dry land peanuts and you don't want to put more money in them than you have to, because chances of them producing a real good yield is just kind of up to the elements. When, you know, at least with irrigated, you can control that a little bit. So we're gonna spray this tank, check the radar, cross our fingers, hope no more pop-up showers. I mean, that's about it, really. Look at it.
Well, great. Came up here to check on the nitrogen. Looks like this pivot has quit walking. So it shouldn't be out of fuel. It had plenty of fuel. Appears to be in line. Who knows? Who knows? This irrigation is probably, be quiet. Probably 40 years old. Probably put it in the early 80s. Shucks. Right in the way to run over some cotton. Rocco, you want to get out? Come on, want to get out? Clicked in, it's walking. But why did it shut down? This cotton needs a drink. It's crazy how quickly this cotton can suffer. We got 9/10 of rain here 3 days ago, maybe 4 days ago. And this sandy soils doesn't take long, dries out, and before you know it, it's wilting, screaming for water. What do you think, Rocco? Check it out. Pretty big difference. Look how good that cotton looks. Nice, green, doesn't look stressed. And you look over there and it's just, look at all those blooms. And every bloom will eventually fall off, and then behind that is a bowl of cotton. There's a bowl, just loaded down with bowls. See, that's a bloom that is, what am I looking for? Shrivered, wilted, shrivered away. And there's your bowl behind it. So, and the key with cotton is trying to keep all those bowls or squares, whatever you want to call them, keep them on the plant. The hotter it is, the more stress the cotton becomes, and it'll start kicking off bowls, or, you know, disease, insect pressure, all of that. So that's why it's important to keep it wet if you can, if you got irrigation. So, and it's so easy to get behind. Hey, Rocco. Hey, buddy, come here. Don't got time to wait on it. About time to trim some limbs. Woo! That's getting pretty close.
Hey y'all, we've been spraying today, trying to dodge these little storms. You got one there, fixing to drop there. Little rain showers everywhere, but luckily I've been able to get my spraying done. So we got just a little bit more to do and I'll be finished. So I figured I'd help Jim move pivots real quick. You gotta be kidding me. Well, it quit. Somebody has wrapped a bungee strap around that thing. A bungee strap. got pivot swapped around and might be able to get a little more spraying done, so I'm gonna go out here and mix this up some spray. I bet y'all thought that was cool. Everybody talking about my sprayer's bigger than yours. My sprayer's got this, that, and the other. Mine got a 40.
I'm back at the barn and I'm about to hop on our old over-the-road fertilizer buggy. If you guys, what in the world was that? It broke down on us 2 or 3 times, so we finally just abandoned it. The last bout with it, the gearbox started smoking, so I'm gonna put a little gear oil in it, and it only has like 400 pounds of fertilizer in it, and finish getting that out. Here she is. Like Kyle's got it hooked up. It's not much in it. Let's see. Yeah, that's all that we got, so. Whoa, what happened here? We always take the bottom step off when we run through cotton because it always hits the cotton. Big step. Oh, almost fell.
Both sides will continue conversations with the parliament.
Perfect. So I should be able to take this plug out and gear oil should ooze out, but I got a feeling it's not. Bone dry. Any day now, we should see it come out of that little side hole. All right, she took about 1 quart oozing out of the side, so tighten her up and we'll be ready to roll.
Hey y'all, how you doing? Get it tore it up again. Let's go check on it real quick.
Oh my. Yeah. You go a little bit, then it stops all up. It's gonna take all day to get this fertilizer out. Guess it's been sitting for a couple weeks and it's done build up moisture, so it's just clogging up the holes. You have to get out and stab it like a crazy person and get it to break loose. Go for a little bit, stab it again. So this thing's gonna fight us until it's just completely done with. Try her again. Woohoo! Wow. Man, I just missed that lightning strike. I might have got the tail end of it. That's sketchy. Take a look at this poor excuse of an in row. These 12 rows just didn't do anything. I don't know why, but we treat our in rows the same. They're strip tilled, sprayed just like the regular field rows, shameless plug. But certain fields just always struggle with in rows. I don't know if it's an compaction issue or what, but you see other farmers and their in rows just look flawless, just look just as good as their field rows. Speaking of field rows, have you guys checked out the Field Rows podcast? It's what I'm listening to right now in my headphones. You can check it out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, any major podcast app. Brand new episode out now. We're changing the format. We did a lot in 2020, not so much last year, and this year this is the first episode. But hopefully to change that, and yeah, they're fun to do. Doesn't take a whole lot of time, but yeah, check it out, the Field Rows podcast. My co-host is Jordan. Co-host is Jordan Mathis. You remember he helped us out on the farm when the channel first started. So check it out, Field Rows podcast. Alright guys, well we got it cleaned up for the most part. She's still got a little bit of fertilizer on her, but we're going to work on it a little bit longer. But this will be the end of the video. So thanks so much for watching until the end, and as always, Jesus loves you guys. Keep it in the field rows, and we'll see you next time. Bye.